Welcome back, everyone, to the Illinois Fighting Illini Dynasty. If you did not watch the Big Ten Championship, then I advise that you do. It was an insane game. One of the most craziest games on my channel of all time. That and the Season 3 divisional round, Chargers versus Steelers, where Mike Williams caught the game-winning pass. I thought this one was a little more insane, but I'm going to spoil it now. Illinois ended up winning 48-42. They were down 28-10 at one point. Then it went back and forth. Ohio State was in the driver's seat for most of regulation, but Illinois had some clutch stops towards the end of the game. And in overtime, Illinois was really clutch on both sides of the ball, and Eric Fisher was able to run it in for a touchdown, most likely bringing Illinois to the national championship. They will most likely be playing Virginia Tech, assuming Virginia Tech wins. We don't know who won that game, but we did see towards the end of the first quarter that Virginia Tech was beating Wake Forest 14-7. So it's probably going to be the Hokies. The Hokey Pokey. Let's start with the bowl game that Illinois will be playing in, and that is the national championship against the number 2 ranked Virginia Tech Hokey Pokies. As Illinois actually leapfrogged Virginia Tech, I'm guessing Virginia Tech still beat Wake Forest. I'm not too concerned about overall ratings, but points per game goes to Illinois, total offense goes to Illinois, rush offense goes to Virginia Tech, pass offense goes to Illinois, total defense goes to Illinois, rush defense goes to Illinois, pass defense goes to Virginia Tech, turnover differential goes to Illinois, yet Herb Street is still picking Virginia Tech, which is really strange. Anyway, the moment we've all been waiting for, your 2020-2021 Heisman Trophy winner is, drumroll please, Derek Patterson, quarterback, Ohio State. So out of nowhere, Patterson, who's never been in consideration, leapfrogs everyone, including Eric Fisher, and wins it, which makes absolutely no sense. I was comparing their stats. Fisher threw for over 1,000 more yards, 20 more touchdowns, 6 less interceptions, but I guess running quarterbacks really do matter. But Patterson only ran for about 300 more yards and 5 more rushing touchdowns, which makes no sense, especially considering Eric Fisher just beat Derek Patterson in the Big Ten championship game. And even though Patterson played phenomenal, I think Eric Fisher played a little better. 6 total touchdowns compared to Patterson's 4. And more yards as well, as Patterson had 20 more rushing yards, but Fisher threw 90 more passing yards. So this game does a lot of drugs, kids. Let's look at All-Americans. So, starting with the All-NCAA first team, it is Eric Fisher. No Derek Patterson. I just find that a little interesting. Kyle Busch makes it. Doug White, Claude Slaughter, Dustin Smith, Billy Ashley, Chris Wright, Matt Fox, and Ace Gables. I believe that is 9? Yes, 9. 7 on defense, 2 on offense. All-NCAA second team, nobody on offense, and only 1 on defense. That is James Landry. And the all-freshman team, I believe Illinois had 4. Joseph Hodges, Barrett Ball, Paul Tyson, and Ace Gable. So all 4 of their freshman starters make the all-freshman first team. Let's go look at the all-Big Ten teams. All-Big Ten first team. The quarterback is Eric Fisher over Derek Patterson. Tight end Kyle Busch. Center Kyle Redd. Doug White, James Landry, Claude Slaughter, Dustin Smith, Billy Ashley, Chris Wright, Matt Fox, Ace Gables. And on the second team, Darius Shrub, Kyle Davis, Clinton Warren, Tommy Randall, Aaron Burns, Barrett Ball, Melvin Washington, Paul Tyson, Brent Charles. Let's look at the All-ACC as well, see how many Virginia Tech players we see. Wide receiver Eric Weldon, the only one on offense. On defense, we see outside linebacker Daniel Jenkins, cornerback Warren Giordi? I'm not sure. Safety Patrick Hall, punter Bob McClellan, kick returner Chris White, and on the second team, running back Matt Williams, tight end Kelly McDonald, left guard Nicholas Lawn, Left end, Joey Haynes, a player who Illinois once went after in recruiting the very first year. Defensive tackle, Travis Jack. Any more pokey pokies? Doesn't look like it. So, no sign of their quarterback. And Illinois looks a lot better. Award winners. The Maxwell Award goes to Eric Fisher. No sign of your Heisman winner, Derek Patterson. Walter Camp. Eric Fisher got robbed. Goes to Tyrone Lane. No sign of Derek Patterson. Benark, which is one of the 2 awards for Best Defender. The Benark goes to Ace Gables. And a bunch more of Illinois' players. And being Nagruski, which is more for like pass rushers, goes to Doug White. So Eric Fisher, Ace Gables, and Doug White all have awards so far. Eric Fisher has another one, the Davey O'Brien Award for the 2nd straight season. Doug Walker goes to Tyrone Lane. Darius Shrub finishes at number 7, ahead of seniors and juniors. He's the only sophomore on the list. Fred Biletnikoff goes to James Morris. No Illinois players. John Mackey goes to Kyle Busch. The 4th straight season an Illinois player has won the Mackey. The past 3 years it was Jackson Kelly, and now his replacement, Kyle Busch. The Outland Award goes to Josh Larson of Louisiana Tech. The Remington Award also goes to Josh Larson with Kyle Redd, the redshirt junior, at number 6. The Lombardi Award goes to Jake Cooper. I don't know how this is, with number 2, 3, and 4 being occupied by Fighting Illini, Claude Slaughter, James Landry, and Doug White. The Best Linebacker Award goes to Dustin Smith with Billy Ashley at number 5. The Best Defensive Backer, the Jim Thorpe Award, goes to Ace Gables, Chris Wright at 4, Matt Fox at 7, Melvin Washington at 8, and Paul Tyson at 11. The Grozo Award, which is the Best Kicker, we see Brent Charles at number 5. The Ray Guy Award, no Jonathan Hand, he was like 10th last year. And the Best Returner goes to Drew Hendricks with Melvin Washington at number 6. Let's look at some season stats, starting off with Eric Fisher. 4,268 yards, 50 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Very Heisman worthy. Very similar to last year. He'll probably throw 3 or 4 touchdowns in the national championship. So that number's going to be like 53 or 54. More yards as well. We'll go over career stats in a live stream on Sunday, which will be the official finale of the series. Rushing, Darius Shrub ran for about 1,200 yards and 10 touchdowns. Receiving, Kyle Busch, 66 catches for a little over 1,000 yards and 19 touchdowns, which I believe tied Jackson Kelly's mark last year. But Kyle Busch will probably get a touchdown or 2 in the national championship, so he'll probably break it. Quayshawn Law, over 1,000 yards with 59 receptions, only 4 touchdowns. Kyle Davis, 56 catches, 884 yards, 9 touchdowns. Daniel Barnes, 700 yards, 6 touchdowns. TJ Miller, 4 touchdowns. On defense, Chris Wright led in tackles. Tackles for loss, 23 for White, 22 for Landry, 17 for Slaughter, 16 for Smith, 12 for Ball, 11 for Fox, 11 for Ashley. Sacks, 16 for White, 14 for Landry, 12 for Slaughter. Welcome to the slaughterhouse, kids. Interceptions, 5 for Ace Gables. Talking about Ace Gables' awards, winning the Bednarik and the Thorpe, I thought Ace Gables was very good as a freshman, but he was not the best defensive player in college football, but he was great. 4 interceptions for Melvin Washington and Paul Tyson. Tyson sucked in the Big Ten championship game with a crucial penalty and got burned early in the game by Darren Sullivan, but he overall had a great season. 2 for Chris Wright, 1 for Billy Ashley, Aaron Burns, Anthony Norwood, and Charles Benson. Kicking, Brent Charles, if it ever decides to load, he was very good. 16 for 20, 80%, 71 for 72 with PATs. Punting, Jonathan Hand only had to punt it 19 times, as Illinois did go for it a lot, especially towards the later part of the year. They went for it 3 times in the Big Ten championship and converted all 3 times. No return touchdowns. Shrub and Washington were both very solid in the return game. So, to finish it off, we're going to be looking at the bowl games. As I said, we'll be looking more towards the career stats in that live stream. We're also going to see where everyone gets drafted. So the New Mexico Bowl, would you look at this? Oregon State and Oregon, the Battle of the Civil War. I didn't know you were allowed to play oh wait, no, they're not in the same conference. because Oregon State is in the Mountain West, so this is a very interesting game. This seems like a very fun game. Oregon actually played Illinois this season, and they were up by multiple possessions at halftime. Illinois had to come back and win, and they played Oregon State just recently with the Ducks winning 41-24, and now they're playing Oregon State again, so certainly pretty exciting. Ohio, who just lost the MAC championship against Fresno State. UNLV was really good this season, taking on the Hilltoppers. Nebraska taking on Toledo, a Big Ten team. Florida State has to take on UMass. Wonder who's going to win that game. Temple, Miami. So Miami, who was supposed to make the national championship, instead has to play in the Russell Athletic Bowl against the Temple Owls. The Carr Bowl, which was the first bowl game in the series. Michigan and TCU. Vanderbilt, USC in the Alamo Bowl, so USC won't be playing Illinois. They're going to be playing the Vanderbilt Commodores, however you say that. Minnesota and Oklahoma State in the Wild Winds Bowl. Clemson and Arizona State in the Sun Bowl. Haha, get it, because they're the Sun Devils. And the Chick-fil-A Bowl, we have Texas A&M and the ACC champion loser, Wake Forest Demon Deacons. Western Michigan and Wisconsin. And the Tax Slayer Gator Bowl, the second bowl game of the series, we have Florida and Notre Dame. With these two teams' rankings, this looks like a BCS Bowl. Capital One Bowl in Missouri, led by Tyrone Lane, who also played Illinois Week 1 in the season. And they were down like 24-3 at halftime, but they brought it to overtime. And Herbstreit has them beating Ohio State, who also played Illinois twice, obviously losing in the Big Ten championship to them. South Carolina, Iowa in the Outback Bowl. Georgia Tech, Utah in the Rose Bowl. In the Tostitos Fiesta Bowl, Texas and Army. So Army, I guess they're the American Athletic Conference, who went 9-0 in conference, are going to be playing the Longhorns. And the Sugar Bowl, Oklahoma, the SEC champions in their first year of the SEC, taking on Louisiana Tech. And the Orange Bowl, Ole Miss and Michigan State. In the Cotton Bowl, Alabama and Kansas State. And the Compass Bowl, Central Michigan, UL Lafayette. Go Daddy Bowl, oh yes Daddy. Ball State, the MAC champions, and South Alabama. And of course, the national championship, number 2, Virginia Tech, and number 1, Illinois. So that will end the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Next episode will be the final game of the series. The national championship, Virginia Tech, Illinois. And then after that, next Sunday will be the series finale. Westlake, the Team Builder Dynasty, will be starting on Thursday, which, assuming this is uploaded on Tuesday, is going to be in 2 days from now. I'm recording this on Sunday. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you're excited for the Natty.